Hospital Foundation. And I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. As you all may or may not know, this is the 29th year for the Sunburst, and this event is about our children's hospital. We are in the process of expanding our services and updating our facilities, and we hope within the next few years to have a brand new hospital. We also, for the Sunburst, all proceeds from this event will be going to that brand new ambulance that we're hoping to buy for our pediatric emergency transport program. So on behalf of everyone from Memorial Children's Hospital, I'd like to say thank you for being here. Thank you for your participation this weekend. I'd like to, if I can do this very well, I'd like to have the opportunity to introduce to you for right now one of our patient families. Their little boy, Sam, is fighting cancer right now. He's actually in the hospital as we speak. Michelle and Randy Grewe and their daughter, Audrey, are going to spend just a few minutes sharing their story, Sam's story with you, to hopefully inspire and put this whole event in perspective. So.
Jeff did ask us to talk about our journey that we've gone through with Sam. And as I was thinking about what to talk about, and was thinking about the Sunburst tomorrow that so many of you are going to be participating in, and what a journey it's going to be for you. As I was thinking about it, I didn't think about the weather being cold. I thought about how hot it's going to be and those challenges, but it looks like tomorrow's going to be a bit chilly like today. But everybody I know that's going to be participating will have a different experience in the Sunburst tomorrow. Some people that will just go straight through, some will start and stop, start and stop. You're going to push through pain. You're going to finish at different times. There's just going to be so many emotions that go through people's minds and hearts tomorrow. And so many things that runners will go through tomorrow have similarities to what we've gone through in our journey. Now, the starting line for our journey was December 22nd, 2011. So just right before Christmas. We were busy doing normal things that families do at Christmas time. And unfortunately, our 13-year-old son, Sam, had been complaining about knee pain. Now, Sam's a very athletic kid. He goes from sport to sport to sport. You know kids like that, and I'm sure there's kids out there that are that way. And he had grown 5.5 inches from August to August. So, being the normal parents, we're like growing pains and all the things that go with being active. So I picked Sam up from school that last day before Christmas vacation, and we went to get an x-ray taken. And we saw the results right away, Sam and I did, on the screen, and there was no denying that our journey was starting right then and right there. Cancer had taken possession of my son's leg, our son's leg. As the doctors described it, the leg now looked like a moth had eaten it. And even to an untrained eye, looking at those pictures, I had no doubt that that was what was wrong with Sam's leg. It wasn't a simple tear. It wasn't something that sitting out the rest of basketball season was going to fix. This was much more. And just like many of the runners tomorrow are going to feel where the heart beats out of your chest, where you can't catch your breath, all those emotions were happening. And I just knew it was going to be a long, long battle. And it has been a long race. I think about you marathon runners tomorrow, being the long race and having to push through so much. Well, the first thing that had to happen once we got going on this journey, or I got started, was I had to go tell my husband that his son has cancer in his leg. And picking those words was not an easy thing to do, as you can imagine. But we got through it. But then, for you parents out there, how do you look in your child's eyes and tell them you have cancer? What do you say? How do you say it? When do you say it? What tone do you use? It's just not easy. And we thought we had a great plan. We're planners. We're thinkers. We said, we're going to get through Christmas, and then we're going to tell the kids. We'll let Audrey and Sam know Monday when Christmas is over. Well, we opened our presents Christmas Eve. And, of course, I didn't think real far. I had gotten him one of those games. What are they called?
connect where they're supposed to get up and do actions, and of course he can't be on his leg, and that wasn't the smartest move. And that just brought all the emotions out, and we told him. We told the kids on Christmas Eve that he had cancer. And I'm telling you, that'll be a Christmas we'll never forget. But moving forward, we're on this journey and we're going through, and now we've got to tell the people that we love. We've got to go and we've got to tell the grandmas, the grandpas, the aunts, the uncles, the friends. And I'll tell you, I can remember every single person's reaction, what they said, the look on their face, and this may sound strange, but the sounds that they made. Because there were just some sounds that just involuntarily came out of people. And it was just a natural reaction. We were off and running, it was time to go, everybody knew what was going on. Now we were in sprint mode. And some of you will sprint in the Sunburst tomorrow. I myself would not ever get in that position, but some of you will. And we had MRIs and bone scans and heart tests and hearing tests and inserting lines in his chest and all this stuff going on, and it was just non-stop. And there's no time to stop and breathe. Just push, 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 push. And I want to tell you guys, we are blessed in this area to have Memorial's pediatric hematology and oncology unit. Because we made some trips to Indianapolis that had to be made. But when you got a kid who is sick with cancer and everything in his or her life is turned upside down, that is too much of a drive. And so much of what we've been able to have serviced for us has happened here in South Bend. Dr. Morrison and her crew have just been amazing. And we say thank God for that service that they're able to provide to us. You have to understand that Sam's chemo is not a quick chemo. You know, some cancers you can take a pill for, you can get radiation, outpatient, that type of thing. But with osteosarcoma, that's not an option. It's 6-7 days in the hospital at a time. One time he went in on a Monday morning, came home on a Sunday, slept at the house. Randy and him got up Monday morning, 6:30, went back to Memorial and started again. So, you have to understand the importance of these hospitals for children. Eventually, a pretty tough decision had to be made. What are we going to do with our son's leg? Cancer had eaten so much of the bone that it had to be removed. And if you look at some of these pictures up here, you might notice, in these three here, that his right leg doesn't quite look right. We chose rotation-plasty for our son. It was something that in the beginning we said, we will never do this to our child. Well, we didn't. Our son chose to have that done. That was his choice. And what they did is the surgeons removed from here to here and just got rid of it. Got rid of that center part of his leg. And they took what was left at the bottom and they turned it 180 degrees and sewed it back on up here. For the rest of my life, my athletic son is going to have his foot sewn on backwards, and that was his choice. Because now he has a movable hinge. And I'll tell you what, Memorial's Pediatric and Oncology Hospital has given him great service. Great service. I don't know what lies ahead for us in this journey. I know that Sam's going to be getting a leg soon. That's going to be very exciting. I know that he has chemo. 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off through November. So kids, when you think that you're bored this summer, think of Sam laying in a hospital bed for 2 weeks, not getting out of that bed for anything. And then when he is home, he can't swim or do any of that fun stuff. All right, and then you probably realize you're not as bored as perhaps you thought you were. By being out here and supporting the Sunburst, and tomorrow supporting the Sunburst, just as Jeff said in the introduction, you are supporting Memorial Hospital. You see, as thankful as we are for that hospital, we know that a children's hospital would be huge. And I have a dream that South Bend will have a children's hospital. And it'll be a place where when your kids are sick, when your friends' kids are sick, and they have to go to the hospital, they have an environment that's completely created for kids and families. Living at Memorial Hospital has become a new norm for us, okay? And it's continually for different families. And anytime you see an opportunity coming up to give of your time, of your money, of whatever you can give towards this push that will be coming up for a new hospital, please think of Sam. Think of what he's gone through, and see if you can come out and help support the hospital. Thanks.